Will suing your former employer for wrongful termination negatively affect your ability to find a job in the future? There is no simple universal answer to this question because there are so many factors that go into it that can lead to a very different answer. And let me just give you two simple opposite examples that would lead to the opposite answer. If you live in a small town, in a small community, and you work in a small industry where everyone knows everyone, and you file a case in your local court that serves a small community, the word will get out, people will be talking, and it might affect your reputation in the community, regardless of the merits of your case. So you really have to ask yourself, if you are in that situation, is it worth filing that case? What are the costs and what are the benefits? What is your potential outcome? What is the potential award that you can get in your case? And is it worth risking your ability of going and looking for another job in the same locality and then having all kinds of difficulties, people wondering, should we take the risk? We heard this guy sued this other employer. Maybe we shouldn't mess with him. Maybe we shouldn't hire him. One single factor can change this. Imagine if the whole community supports you and they are on your side. And when you bring that case against your employer, even if you're in a small industry, everyone considers you a hero. That changes everything. Then suing is not only a good idea, but it might be a brilliant idea to make a better name for yourself and to get some kind of justice for yourself. If you are moving away from that small community, from that small town, but you still want to sue and have that case handled by a local lawyer in that small community, that changes everything. You no longer care about your reputation in that community because you don't see yourself going back. You're moving thousands of miles away and it no longer matters. What if you change industry? What if you switch careers? What if you no longer care about what the people in your previous industry think about you? It changes, again, everything. Now suing is not a big deal because all these risks that I was talking about earlier no longer exist. Now let's take the opposite example. You live in a large metropolitan area. You work in an industry with thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. What are the chances that your lawsuit is going to make any noise when there are hundreds of lawsuits filed every day in that courthouse in a larger city? What are the chances that when you are getting a new job and you talk to an HR person or a recruiter who talks to dozens of people a day, what are the chances that they will know about your case and they would even care? Now, on the other hand, even if you do live in a large city, you might still be working in a very unique, very specialized industry where, again, word comes out about claims and lawsuits, and it might affect your unique industry and that unique circle of people who are involved in it. In practice, if you look at the reality, and if you look at the experience of thousands of people around the country and thousands of cases, generally, filing a lawsuit for wrongful termination or any other violation against your previous employer is rarely, very rarely, an issue. I just don't hear people come back to me and say, hey, remember that case that you filed for me and you won or you lost or you settled? Now, because of that case, I cannot find a new job. In most situations, people find a new job before their case even resolves. So generally, it's not an issue, in part because that's what the reality shows, and in part because when you put someone's name in Google, the case is not going to come up. The court register of actions and of filed cases doesn't really pop up in Google, at least not today and not before. And unless your case is very controversial and some media or some TV station picks it up and they write an article about you, this is very unlikely to become an issue, to become a factor in your future job search. But again, if you live in a small community where people talk and the word gets out and everybody knows everybody, that's a different story. Then you really have to make that cost-benefit analysis. Do you have this amazing case that you can really hit a home run with? If not, should you still sue? The right attorney, the right experienced employment attorney should be able to advise you not only on the legal merits of your case, but also honestly tell you about the practical reality. Is it worth it? What are your chances of winning? What are your chances of not winning? If you win, how is it going to affect your life? What will your future look like given your unique field, your unique circumstances, and your unique future plans? Thank you.